Pilates is a wonderful method. I worked as a Pilates instructor myself at a certain point. However, as a student of Pilates, your instructor is generally telling you how to move correctly. And there's quite a lot of focus on strengthening weak muscles and stretching strong muscles. We don't really do that. We reorganize through paying attention to relationships between different parts of yourself within functional movement patterns. So the approach is very different.
Yeah. Is asking about differences and similarities between Feldenkrais and yoga.
There's so many different forms of yoga that I couldn't really say for sure, well, Feldenkrais is more like hatha yoga than it is like Ashtanga. So what I would say is that there isn't a correct form or posture that you're aiming for. You're making small movement experiments so that you find for your own satisfaction what works better for you. And that will be a continually developing process. Whereas with yoga and Pilates, there's generally a correct form that you're aiming for, a sort of excellence, if you like, within a movement. That isn't the focus in Feldenkrais, though you may end up moving excellently. But you get there without an idea of what the end point is, which can be hard for people to get their heads around. So you don't necessarily have an idea of where you're going to get to, but then you get somewhere which is unexpected and feels better than you were before. And better sometimes than you could have imagined that you could move, or your posture is radically changed in that you've never actually gone, I must correct my posture.
How much can this help with severe scoliosis, since there are structural issues that limit change?
What I would say from working with people who have severe structural scoliosis is that you can find the parts of you that are available to move, so you can always improve your movement potential. But I would not say that, of course, we can't change that sort of scoliosis, but you may find that you're less in the grip of it because you have more places available to you to help you move in the directions that you want to go and in the way that you want to. So it should improve your quality of movement and your ability to move with ease within the context of what the injury or condition that you have. What I found is that Feldenkrais is great for rehab because you always work within the comfort and I'm going to say enjoyable range. So therefore, you're not pushing your range beyond what your body can cope with. And that's really, really important after you've had an injury or any sort of surgery. The problems that I see most with people when they come to me after surgery is that they've been pushed to do too much too quickly, and they end up with a lot of pain and a lot of often nerve pain, overstretched tendons, a system that's overloaded with too much muscular effort too quickly. And, you know, surgery and injury has a big psychological and emotional component. So if you work slowly within your range, within your comfort, within your pleasure, you will find you recover much, much faster than if you force things. And that is very much a part of the Feldenkrais method, to learn to listen to yourself so that you become your best teacher for your body rather than the person who's either your physio or your exercise teacher, etc., etc.
I think the hands-on Feldenkrais lessons would be good.
Yeah, that's what I would normally suggest, a combination of hands-on lessons, which can really help get to some parts which have got, you know, after surgery, inevitably you're going to end up with scar tissue. After nerve injuries, you end up with defensive patterns because it hurts so much that you learn how to avoid the pain. And you'll often do that through contorting yourself. And it can be quite hard to move out of that yourself, which is where some Feldenkrais hands-on lessons can be really, really helpful.